All right. Welcome back to another episode of Wade's World. Tonight, it's going to be a little different. Tonight, I'm going to read a story. It's real. It is unsolved. It's widely considered to be one of the most frightening true cases in the Pacific Northwest history. So we're going to take a little different approach today. Instead of talking about deeper issues or trying to be funny or whatever, tonight we're going to have story time, and story time's a fun time. So let's dive into that. So I probably won't be making a lot of eye contact. I haven't read this story. I don't fully know the whole story. When I saw it, it looked familiar, like it sounded familiar. I know I've heard the names before, but I don't know the whole thing. So I'm going to be kind of learning it right alongside with you. So the story is based on the real disappearances in the Mount Rainier wilderness, specifically the case of the Longmire Vanishings. It's a cluster of true missing person cases near the same area, which documented searches failed, strange witness accounts, and a pattern that has terrified hikers for decades. So let's get into that. There's no added fiction here. There's no atmosphere layered over the truth of this story. Is just a true crime. I don't know if it's a crime. It's unsolved. It's so no one really knows. The Longmire Vanishings. Okay. Mount Rainier is beautiful, but beauty is a mask. And behind that mask is one of the darkest true mysteries the Pacific Northwest has ever known. Oh, I'm in. This story is real, documented, investigated, but never solved. They call them the Longmire Vanishings, a cluster of disappearances near the Longmire Historic District, a place hikers pass through every day, a place families visit for picnics, a place that looks harmless until you learn what happened there. Okay. It begins in 1950 with a man named James Jimmy Tedford. Jimmy, a veteran, a quiet man, someone who kept to himself, never caused trouble. Jimmy boarded a bus heading home from the VA hospital. Witnesses saw him sitting in his seat as the bus passed Longmire. But when the bus reached the next stop, Jimmy was gone. On the bus, he was just not on the bus anymore. His luggage was still there. His coat was still there. His ticket was still there. But Jimmy, he had vanished from a moving bus without anyone seeing him leave. That's wild. That was the first disappearance, but not the last. In 1963, a woman named Patricia Tolhurst went missing near the same area. She was hiking with her husband. He walked ahead on the trail for less than a minute, just around a bend. When he turned back, she was gone. No footprints, no torn clothing, no sign of an animal attack. Just silence. Search teams combed the woods for days. Dogs refused to track. Interesting. Compasses malfunctioned. Radios died. This sounds like paranormal to me. If anyone watching is a paranormal fan, this sounds paranormal. I don't know. I'm kind of a paranormal geek. But yeah. All right. Moving on. Patricia was never found. Then, in 1977, the disappearance of Stephen Anderson, a park volunteer. He radioed in from Longmire saying he was headed out to check a trail washout. He never checked in again. His radio was found on the ground with the battery ripped out. His pack was found leaning against a tree as if someone had placed it there carefully. But Stephen, gone. And then the sightings began. Hikers reported seeing a man standing perfectly still deep in the trees, motionless, expressionless, just watching. When they called out, he didn't move. When they blinked, he wasn't there. What? Rangers dismissed it. Fog plays tricks, light bends, and fear exacerbates. But the sightings kept coming. Always near Longmire, always near the same stretch of forest, always silent. The most chilling part comes from a ranger who worked the area for 30 years. He said the forest near Longmire feels wrong. It feels heavy, like it's listening. He said radios fail there more than anywhere else in the park. He said search dogs refuse to enter certain patches of tree. He said hikers who go missing in that area are never found, not even remains. And in his final interview before his retirement, he said one last thing that still haunts the people who heard it. There's something in those woods that does not want to be found, and it doesn't want you to leave once you've seen it. The Longmire vanishings remain unsolved. No bodies, no evidence, no explanations. Just a pattern stretching across decades in the shadow of Mount Rainier. Whoa. That's creep sauce. And this is real. Like documented. So tonight's story is a reminder that the Pacific Northwest is beautiful, but it's also ancient. Oh, I like that. It's also ancient, wild, and full of places where people disappear without a trace. If you ever find yourself near Longmire and you feel the forest go quiet around you, if your radio cuts out, if you see someone standing perfectly still between the trees, don't call out, don't approach, don't investigate, just leave. Some mysteries aren't meant to be solved. Whoa. That's a crazy story. I'm curious to know if anyone has heard that story before or knows anything about that story. I would be very interested to learn more. So by all means, if you know anything or you've heard about that or you know a different version or if I missed something, please throw that into the comments because I would be very interested to find out more. I'm such a fan of paranormal, cryptid stuff. I don't care how stupid it is. I don't care how many people think it's just bleh, not true, not real. It's the mystery of it. It's so secretive and scary and intriguing. So I like letting my imagination go there. I'm kind of like a paranormal fanatic. I really am into the ghost hunting stuff, and Ed and Lorraine Warren, they're kind of, I don't want to say idols, but they're people I really respect and I love their story. If you've seen the Conjuring movies, obviously those are, cinematic portrayals of some of their cases, their more famous cases. but they have many books that they wrote. One of them in particular, it literally just kind of walks through their entire career. And those are very interesting and shed a lot of light on some of those mysteries. So this is crazy. That gave me a little goosey bumps. I'm curious to hear if you guys have anything to add or say to that. Very interested in that kind of stuff. This is going to be a shorter video tonight. I guess I say that a lot, but they're all kind of shorter videos. I just wanted to tell a story, kind of get away from the heavy a little bit that I posted, and just share that moment with you. Maybe you've heard that story, maybe you haven't, maybe you know more about it, maybe you have a better story, something that I should look into and read. So if you do, put that in there as well. I would love to research that stuff and do a video about it. So let me know. As far as everything else goes, I hope you're having a great night. I hope you're enjoying your evening. It's getting late here for me. It's almost 7:00, so I gotta hop out of here and get ready for my long nap before I go back to work tomorrow. So anyway, let me know. I hope you're having a great night. Thanks for being here. I see you, and I can't wait for the next one. Okay, maybe we'll have something even more interesting to talk about, a cooler story, or who knows. So anyway, thanks guys for hanging out with me. Catch you later. All right.